Most people believe that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and I completely agree. This is the first place to look at when you are wanting to reverse type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes and get control of that blood glucose. The problem is, in my experience, breakfast is often the meal that quietly wrecks your blood glucose for the rest of the day. Where people make the biggest mistakes were the results of putting themselves on a sugar roller coaster for the rest of the day. And I see this all the time. Patients tell me I'm being good. I'm having porridge, whole grain toast, cereal, a smoothie, but then they show me their numbers. And by mid-morning, they're high, hungry, and thinking about food again. So in this video, I'm going to show you the simple breakfast formula that keeps blood glucose steadier without you starving, without you relying on willpower and resisting, and without you needing to cook like a chef. So you'll understand why breakfast can often raise glucose in your body, even when it doesn't taste very sweet. You learn the breakfast structure I use with my patients to keep hunger and cravings calmer all day. And I'll give you a list of real, normal breakfast examples that you can copy this week so you're not left thinking, well, what on earth can I eat? And I will explain briefly why some people wake up with higher blood glucose in the morning and what to do next so you don't accidentally make it worse. I'm Nerys, I'm a GP, and I've been helping people improve blood glucose with lifestyle changes for nearly a decade now. So let's make this practical. Here's the problem with most standard breakfasts. They're basically glucose. Not always sweet tasting, but they behave like glucose in your body. Cereal, porridge, toast, granola, fruit juices, and even the healthy versions. Because they're mostly carbohydrate. And these examples particularly digest quickly, so they push the blood glucose up. Your pancreas then has to respond with insulin to bring it back down. And when that rise and fall happens early, it often sets off the pattern for the rest of the day. More hunger, more cravings, more snacking, more spikes. So the solution is not to skip breakfast and suffer. The solution is to build a breakfast that doesn't spike you in the first place. Because breakfast is the first push on a domino. If you start your day with a glucose-heavy breakfast, you often spend the rest of the day trying to recover from it. More hunger, more cravings, more needing to snack, more spikes. And people think they've got a willpower problem. They don't. They've got a breakfast problem. So let me give you a classic example I see all the time. Someone switches from white toast to brown or wholemeal bread and thinks, great, I've done the healthy thing. And yes, it has got more fibre, but it is still bread. It's still a starchy carbohydrate. It still turns into glucose in your bloodstream. And often, more than people realise, especially if you're having 2 slices, maybe with a bit of fruit, maybe a glass of juice, and suddenly you've started the day with a big glucose load. Now, in an ideal world, especially if mornings are your weak spot, I want you to have 0 glucose at breakfast. And by 0 glucose, I don't mean 0 food. I mean 0 foods that significantly raise your blood sugar. Because here's what that does for your body. It means your pancreas doesn't have to start the day by rescuing a spike. It means you're not forcing a big insulin response first thing in the morning. It means your blood sugar line stays flatter, your hunger will stay calmer, and your brain isn't screaming for a snack by 11 a.m. And when you get that first part of the day steady, the whole system settles. You make better choices at lunch because you're not in rescue mode. You're not fighting cravings that were triggered by breakfast. You're not relying on willpower. You're working with your physiology. That's why breakfast matters so much. It's not because breakfast is magical. It's because breakfast can either set your pancreas up for a calmer day, or it can start the roller coaster before you even left the house. So here's a simple structure I want you using. Protein first, fibre second, and fat for staying power. Keep that glucose as low as you can, especially in the morning. And here's an extra reason this matters, especially if you've noticed a spike in your readings in the morning, even before you've had breakfast. And that is something that is called the dawn phenomenon. In the early hours of the morning, your body releases hormones to help you wake up. It's part of your natural daily rhythm. And those hormones tell your liver to release a bit of stored glucose into the bloodstream, basically to give you energy to get going. So for people with diabetes, they can wake up with a higher reading than they expected, even if they didn't eat late, even if they did everything right. And that's exactly why a 0 glucose breakfast can be so powerful. Because if your glucose is already a bit elevated, the last thing your pancreas needs is a big carb hit on top. Now, here's the formula I use. I know it's boring, but it does work. So protein first, then the fibre, then fat for staying power. And carbs are preferably zero, at least optional. If you're going to have them, be intentional about it. So let me show you what I mean. Protein first. This is the anchor. Eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, fish. Leftovers from the night before. Meat, tofu. Protein does two things. Keeps you full and reduces the urge to snack. And I want you to notice that difference because you will be less hungry. Then fibre. That's usually a non-starchy vegetable if you're doing savoury, so mushrooms, spinach, tomatoes, peppers. Or if you're doing yogurt, it might be seeds, nuts, small portion of berries, and full fat for staying power. Because if you eat a low-fat breakfast, you will end up hungry again quickly. So yes, olive oil, butter, avocado, full-fat dairy, in a sensible amount, can make breakfast last longer. If you want a starter breakfast plan for the next 7 days, try eggs plus veg, Greek yogurt with berries and seeds, cheese and ham with tomatoes. Leftovers, as I've said, this is so underrated. Just skip the cereal. And if you're thinking, but I love porridge, I'm not going to take porridge away forever. If your morning numbers are high though, porridge might not be a friend right now. Do the experiment. Give it a week. Watch your hunger levels, watch your cravings, watch your blood glucose, because the goal isn't perfection. The goal is a breakfast that makes the rest of your day easier. Now, a quick bonus tip, because this is another thing I see. If you eat a high-carb breakfast, you often spend the rest of the day trying to be good. If you eat a protein-based breakfast, you find you naturally choose good and you're better all day because you tend to have less hunger and cravings. This is why I think breakfast is the most powerful lever. So if you take one thing from this video, let it be this. Stop trying to win the day with willpower. Win the day by choosing a breakfast that keeps your blood glucose steady. And if you want me to teach you this properly, step by step, and show you exactly how to lower blood glucose in a way that fits real life, the best next step is to come to a free webinar with me. I'll walk you through what actually works, what I see in real people, and how to build a plan you can stick to, not just for a week, but long term. The link to register is in the description. And if you can't make it live, you can always catch the replay. Thank you for watching this video, and I shall see you in the next one.